Hi everyone and welcome to my studio. Today I'm going to be painting 3 chickens inspired by Pat Weaver. Okay, some chickens. I've done a little outline sketch here of three chickens, and as Pat Weaver says in her book, the most important thing is to consider your tonality. You need dark tones, light tones and mid-tones. So having done this sketch, I'm going to now use a limited palette, 3 colours, most likely a yellow, a red and a blue, to create some dark areas and some light areas. And then when I've done that, I'm going to actually paint a picture. There we go, that's burnt sienna and phthalo blue, a good reliable combination for greys. So we're going to put the darkest tones in behind the chickens so that they really stand out. And bearing in mind, this is just literally a rough sketch. When you do a background, it's a good idea to keep, bear in mind that you're going to want one side of the background to be warmer, like here, where it's more golden, and one side to be cooler. That's kind of satisfying to the eye. So over this side, we've got more of a greyish brown. On this side, we've got more of a warm reddish brown. Okay, I think it probably wants to be a bit darker behind here, so and then some shadows for the birds to stand, some ground for the birds to stand on, some shadows underneath here. And then when you paint the birds, you're going to want to, where's my boa? There we go. You're going to want to, let's say these were white birds, so the shadows are going to still be coloured, obviously. So we would say, okay, so the back end of the bird is here and here. You could do the shadows in warm colours if you wanted to, but I'm going to go for Cobalt Blue here. And then we would put in the cones, remember that word now, and the wattles. And the feet. And you can make as many mistakes as you want when you're painting the sketch. Better to do them now than later, wouldn't you say? Okay, so now my sketch is dry, and I'm looking at this and thinking I'm going to slightly change the composition. So I like the contrast of the dark and the light, and I'm going to keep the chickens white, although they are actually brown, the ones I'm going to paint, but I'm going to keep them white like this. So the sketch I've done is this one here, and I've got three lovely red birds in the garden, but I'm going to make these ones white, which means I'm going to paint them with a little bit of shadow using Cobalt Blue, and I'm going to start with that first. And so here we go. These chickens have got amazing pink feet, huge ones. Their legs seem disproportionate somehow. So, first layer of their faces, their combs, their wattles, and so on. Do this one over here. You notice that I'm doing the chickens first, and the background I'll do that maybe even off camera. Their legs, sort of pinky grey colour. These birds were quite young when I photographed them, and their legs were quite a pretty shade, but they change as they get older, obviously, like we all do. And the beaks are also slightly pinkish too. Pinky brown. I won't do the eyes until later because otherwise it will all run. Okay. And we let that dry. So I've painted in the background, and we've got a nice dark background now to make the white chickens stand out. And at this point I'm going to come in and reinforce the face colour a bit, so darken up the red and deepen it a bit with some Pthalo Blue, just to give me a sharp shadow there. I think probably need to put his eye in at this. Apologies if something is missing from here, because for some reason the camera stopped working. And so I think there's probably a bit of a gap, but hopefully it won't be too devastating. Just correcting the shape of the comb there, and add a little bit more red here. And here. And I think just a little few more strokes here to just darken that down a little bit more. A couple here perhaps. This is what you can call a bloom or a cauliflower, where the paint has run back and left this uneven edge. Some people don't like those in their painting. I actually look upon them generally as being either a happy accident or something not to worry about, because I can always paint over it. So nothing to get too traumatized by. I'm going to leave this to dry now, and then we will call it done. So there we are. Thank you for being with me this afternoon while I painted these 3 white chickens. Hope you enjoyed that, and if you did, please, if you wouldn't mind giving me a like and following me on YouTube, that would be great. I've put the information about the materials and the paints that I used in the description below, and if you're interested in having a go at painting this yourself and you're not too sure about your drawing skills, you can download a free sketch, a traceable sketch, from my website dianeantonestudio.com. No charge for that if you just pop along there. Also, we have a Facebook page called Learn to Paint Watercolour, where these links and various other interesting things are posted. So look forward to seeing you again soon here, and have a lovely evening, and bye for now. Bye everyone.